sincere gratitude for your unwavering patience. It has been a long time, and there has been a lot of technical difficulties, so to speak. But we're here now, and it is what it is. So, it is currently 11 p.m. Eastern Pacific Time, and I would much rather be sleeping right now, but this can no longer wait. So, I am going to once again answer every single question and pretend this is my first time answering them all, which is going to be very difficult to do, but bear with me, everyone. Okay, so, start off. Oh, God. You guys have no idea how much I just want to sleep right now. I'm not even joking. Okay. So the first question is from Emilia. Number 1. Is writing bleh. You see, this is another thing. I'm probably gonna mess up a couple words here and there, so bear with me. Is writing characters hard? Okay, so from what I can recall of how I answered this question, and forgive me if you guys hear some background bells, those are my cats. Hey, don't be causing any trouble now. Yeah, this is gonna be a very casual recording, so yeah. Is writing characters hard? The honest truth about that is it really depends on the writer themselves. For me personally, writing characters is pretty simple. There's nothing difficult about it. Most of my characters, what helps me to write them is to make them as realistic as humanly possible. In other words, they themselves dictate, how things go. So, for me, writing characters isn't difficult at all. Can it be tricky with making them human or realistic? Yes, but hard? Unlikely. Pardon me. Number 2, what type of music do you like? Rock, rap, etc. I personally am a huge fan of rock music. I have loved rock music since I was maybe 12 years old, I could probably say. Maybe a little younger, but from recollection, 12 years old. I do also like rap music and many other genres, but my main one is rock. Next question, do you watch anime or read manga? That is a most definite yes. I do watch anime and I occasionally read manga. Though I don't have as much time as I used to for it, but it is something I do enjoy. Alright, the next question is by HSM. First, how's your day going? Hope you're doing well. Day has been pretty good. Though I'm pretty busy, I will not deny, but here we are. Now then, how did you come into voice acting? Okay, this took a bit to answer, but I'm going to try my best to answer it. And give me one moment. Okay. Apologies. 1 second. Oh dear God. No. Okay, I am back. Let's see, how did you come into voice acting. Okay, so this wasn't a planned thing per se. I started this channel mainly as a creepypasta channel. It was something that I wanted to do as a hobby for the most part. Eventually though, after a couple of recordings of my creepypasta videos, I was realizing that they weren't getting a lot of traffic. So one day, I'm simply scrolling down the YouTube recommendations, and I come across a video of an ASMR video. And keep in mind, I knew nothing about ASMR in the first place. So I had no idea what it was. So when I clicked on it, and by the way, this was a Yandere video. And when I heard it, I was completely amazed by the quality of it and just how well it was. And I enjoyed the fact that it was a very free roam sort of video. I noticed that, the person was not only having fun, during the video, it was also a different way of telling stories and role-playing and acting and all the fun stuff. So how I came into voice acting was literally by chance. This was not planned at all. So yeah, and if you're curious about the channel that I saw this video, it's by a ASMR artist. I don't even know how it's pronounced completely, but I'm gonna go with that. The channel is Kayabun or Kayabun. I'm not entirely sure which way it's said or pronounced, but yeah. Next question is, what equipment do you use to record and why? Okay, so once again, I'm gonna repeat this answer. What I'm using right now is, okay, I like to keep things simple. I don't like having a lot of gimmicky toys and gadgets, and especially considering the fact that where I'm currently residing, I don't have a lot of space. So I need to be very creative with how I use my environment. The microphone that I'm currently using right now is the Elgato Wave 3. And yes, not only is it a USB mic, it's literally just one mic, straight to the point. And what I love about this mic is that not only does it look sleek, it looks modern, it looks nice, it's also a mic that I can do a lot of editing with, so I can mess around with the sound, make sure things, sound up to par. And this is a mic that I can actually make it sound almost, if not even better than any professional microphone that's out there. And for its price, it's quite the steal, honestly. So that's the mic that this guy right here is using, the Elgato Wave 3. All right, let's see. Next question. How do you come up with characters? The way I come up with characters, it's really dependent on the story that I'm writing. Cause, okay, if you're writing a fantasy story, you're definitely gonna want to think about fantasy-like characters. If you're writing a horror story, you're gonna need to think about some more serious and hardcore characters. Or even silly characters, it depends on what you want to bring to the table. The way I come up with my characters, it's difficult for me to say because they just come to life on their own. It's more about what kind of story do I want to tell and who would be right for telling that story. Give me 1 sec. Apologies about that. My cats were making a lot of some noise in the background. So, back to the question. No. And now they're making more noise. Anyway. So, the way my characters come to life, it's really just dependent on the kind of story I want to tell. Next question is, how do you approach others for a collab? This one, I answered it very simple last time, and what I ended up saying was, I simply message them. I was about to say email. I simply message them through Discord, Twitter, or whatever platform they're currently on. I don't really give it any second thoughts. If I like what they do, if I enjoy what they bring to the table, I simply hit them up. What can we expect from you moving forward? Currently, right now, just expect more videos. Expect for the series to continue, because I am planning on finishing the Nursing Your Vampire series 100%. How long that's going to take, that is beyond me. I only know that the series is not close to finishing at all. There is a lot more to that story. Alright, the next questions are, next question is by Lisa Borngen? Do you have any headcanon on how Adrian looks like? I'm just curious. So, the one thing I definitely want to make clear for everyone is that the series of Bought by a Vampire is not my series. I did not write it. The only thing I wrote was the filler episode, and I got the author's permission to do so. So, would I be able to write episodes of my own based on the Adrian's character? Yes, definitely, 100%. Now, the headcanon, I would just tell you to the first video of the Bought by a Vampire, that image that's in that first video, I would tell you you can use that, if that's what you mean by headcanon. Because that was the closest image of Adrian that I had in my head. Now the funny thing is that the story of Bought by a Vampire, it's actually a female lead, not a male lead. So what ended up happening is that during the beginning of my channel, I was looking for scripts and I came across Bought by a Vampire, and I saw that it was a female lead. But then I also read that the author said, you can change things however you like. Change some sound effects, change the gender as well. And I was like, at that moment I decided, that's perfect. Let me give it a try. And lo and behold, it turned out to be my most watched video on my channel. I want to clarify that I made that video expecting it not to do well. It was a fling that apparently blew up my channel. So, there you have it. My channel blew up by accident. I don't know how, it just did. So, next questions are by Andrea Estrate. I hope I'm saying that correct. Okay, so my questions are, how are you? I'm doing good, a bit sleepy, but that's about it. What made you become an ASMR artist? I believe I answered that question, creepypasta videos, and then, wanted to give something else a try. Do you think that in 3 or 4 years you'll still be making ASMR audios? Okay, so a lot could happen even within 6 months or a year. Would I want to continue making audios? 100%. I would love to just even make this a career, period. There are so many ideas and so many stories that I have that if I could do this full time, I would. So, the thing is though, I will not be making any promises that, I'm gonna be making audios in the next 3 or 4 years. But I do hope to be able to say expect for me to be around even then. Alright. Next questions are by Pastel Cupcake. How long does it take you to make a video? The sincere, honest answer to that is they take as long as they need to take. There is no timestamp. If there's one thing I will not do to myself nor to you guys, I will not be putting a timestamp on these things. Life right now, it's random, and I don't know what to expect, what tomorrow may bring, what the day after tomorrow may bring. There's certain responsibilities that I have, so how long it takes me to make a video, however long it takes me. I won't do that to myself, and I won't do that to you guys. I prefer to, simply tell you, hey, expect the video soon, maybe within this week. I'm currently, it's in production, it's being worked on, and that's it. Alright, the next question is, who would be your favorite character from the Nursing Your Vampire series? This answer, if I remember correctly, I said that it is Rachel. Believe it or not. In the Nursing Your Vampire series, my most favorite character, it's not Ludin. It's not even the listener, actually. It's not, every other character, Lady Elsing, the ghouls. It's Rachel. And there's a very good reason for that, though I won't be spoiling it anymore. Simply know that Rachel, she plays an integral part, like a very important role in the story. Next question, what made you start YouTube? Honestly, I wanted to try it out, and to see where it would take me. And because it was mainly fun. As some of you may know, I don't know if everyone does, I started this channel making creepypasta videos, which was something that I completely and utterly, I adored doing. Even if the videos got barely any views, I loved them. So, the thing is too, I'm someone, I love theater, I love acting, I love role-playing per se, and I love creating stories. The whole idea of being able to read horror stories, and I'm a huge fan of horror. It was something I wanted to give it a try, so that's pretty much how I started YouTube, literally with creepypasta videos. And I'm honestly glad that I did start that way, because they gave me the practice on how to edit, how to, produce the sound effects, the music, how to pace my voice, how to tell a story correctly. It gave me a lot of good practice before I got into ASMR, which I appreciated it 100%. Alright, next question is by Ryu. How did you come up with your name? Okay, so this is a very good question. The name literally came up as I was, it correlates with my creepypasta channel in the beginning, because I wanted to come up with a name that basically said, as you listen to my videos, you are being transported into a dream world. So, I'm taking you out of reality, and I'm sucking you into this imaginary world that you can't get out of. So that's where the idea of sleeping or sleepy came in. But I didn't want to use sleepy. I wanted something a bit more serious, and a bit more creepypasta sort of feel. So I came, it was sleepy. And then I was thinking, okay, well, what else comes with it? Effect. I wanted to give a sleeping effect. So that's literally how the name came to life. And then the 3 in the, that replaces the E in effect. It's my little gimmick, because I like technology. I'm a huge fan of it. And I simply wanted to just, be a little different, just add that in there. So, sleeping effect literally came to life to, because of horror, basically, but also because I wanted to transport my audience to a dream world or an to basically suck them into an imagination where, oh god, apologies if there's a lot of background noise from the cats. They're being rowdy, and granted, it's late at night. This is usually when they're up and hyper. For those of you who have cats, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, the next question is, what inspired you to create Luden's universe? Okay, so this is another good question. So, after the success of Bought by a Vampire, my best friend and I, we sat down and we were talking, and it was mostly him throwing ideas, because he's a huge supporter of what I do. And he was telling me, well, now you're gonna have to start trying to figure out what, people like, what they would like to hear. And one of the ideas that he threw at me was, oh, a vampire sneaking into the listener's room and wanting to do something or whatever. And then that idea stuck with me, because I don't know why I found it funny as well that, a vampire sneaking into a listener's room, suck their blood and whatever. And that's how the Nursery Vampire series came to life. But then I was thinking, hold on, how do I add a twist to it? He's injured, which is literally how the title Nursing Your Vampire came to light. So there was that. But the thing is too, I am somebody who likes to write. I like writing stories. No, I haven't published anything, and everything I've written beforehand, that's gonna stick with me until, I want to make them into a series, through audio. Or if you guys want them in book format, but that's later on down the line. So, Luden's character literally came to life because I didn't want to make just a character. I didn't want to make a one-off. I'm not a one-off person. If I start something, I want to continue it because I want to see where it takes me. I want to figure out where the story's gonna lead. How more interesting can it get? How more interesting can I make it? So that's literally how Luden's universe came to be, just because I didn't want it to end and I wanted to make it a series. And I, for one, I'm a huge fan of series videos. I like being a part of something bigger than just a one-off thing. And especially comparing it to a lot of the other ASMR content creators, not so many have series episodes. So I definitely do want to bring a change to that, to at least be the oddball in saying, hey, let's take this as far as we can take it. And granted, there are some content creators who definitely make series, and I always recommend people to always listen, to anything that's a series, and if it's worthwhile. But yeah, it's Luden's universe literally just came to be just because I didn't want it to be a one-off. All right, next question. How are you? I'm hanging in there, and don't worry, this is literally just me wanting to get some sleep. That's about it. Alright, next questions are by Liv Rogers. What do you enjoy most about voice acting and doing in roleplays? I love them, especially the vampire ones. Aw, thank you, Liv. So, what I enjoy most about voice acting and doing roleplays is the actual acting itself, the performing. It's fun to get out of my own shoes and to... 1 second. Okay. I enjoy the fact of, getting out of my own shoes and becoming these characters. Excuse me. And telling the stories through their perspectives. It's a lot of fun. simply the fact that I'm able to tell stories through this platform, and they're a lot of fun to perform, basically. All right, the next question is by Miri. Do you sing in the shower? No, I do not sing in the shower. What I do, what I used to do in the shower though was act out scenarios in my head, meaning scenes from the stories I would come up with. I would just play different simulations on how certain scenarios would go down. So no, I don't sing in the shower, but I used to imagine different scenes in my head. Next question: have you ever painted a fence? Okay. When I read this question before, I definitely took it as a strange question. But I don't believe, I don't recall ever painting a fence. And I'm quite curious as to know why this is even a question. But no, I have not painted a fence, but I have painted other things. And then the other question is pineapple on pizza. Okay, so I'm not a picky eater. If it's delicious, if it's edible, I will eat it. Now, am I a fan of pineapple on pizza? No. Will I eat it? Yes. If it's the last thing on the menu, it will not be a first choice. Alright, next questions are by Sleepy. What made you inspired to make the series Nursing Your Vampire? I already answered that. Where can I give fan art? So when it comes to the fan art, I will always direct everyone to simply use Twitter, and you can just @ me, and that's the best way for anyone to give fan art that I currently know of. And I know it might be a bit of a inconvenience, because the thing is too, I'm not a fan of social media. I don't really have. In fact, I only have social media right now because YouTube, and to keep up with the ASMR community, to see what's going on with everyone else and whatnot. But that's about it. So if you want to send fan art, I'd tell you through Twitter. Next question: do you have a Discord server? I do not have a Discord server, and I'll be frank, I don't know much about Discord. I have it, I use it, but very rarely. I use it only just to communicate with some of my friends, and that's it. If the community, as in you guys, if you guys would really want a Discord server, let me know. Tell me, give me your thoughts. And I will see about getting to work on that. But again, no promises on that. Next question: my birthday. My birthday is a very special day, to the point that I was a very special gift to my mother on Christmas Day. So my birthday is the 25th of December. That was a very painful gift, but a joyous gift nonetheless. The next question: will you do a face reveal? Okay. Unless this channel hits 500,000 or even 1 million subscribers, I don't see that happening. And even then, I probably still don't see it happening. For the sole purpose, I prefer the idea that I'm simply a voice, and you, as the audience, you can use your imagination on how I may look like. Now, is it out of question? Probably not, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon. So, I'm going to need a huge subscriber count for that to ever happen. Next question is by Ashio Crawford. I hope I'm saying that correctly. How old is Luden exactly? So, Luden is in in his early hundreds. So I will say this: the events of nursing a vampire, they're not that long ago. So everything that has happened, and this is something I'm not going to get too much into detail because it's going to ruin a lot of things. But the events that have happened aren't too old. So Ludin is considered a young vampire. I'd say in his early hundreds, like within the ballpark of 100 to 200 years. So within that range. Can I give you a specific age? I will not, and I cannot. For the simple fact that I have not thought that far ahead, if I can be honest. Alright, the next questions are by Star. Hello, Star. Which Disney movie is your all-time favorite? Okay, so when it comes to movies, I've seen so many movies. It is incredibly difficult for me to keep track of a favorite. So I don't have a favorite when it comes to Disney movies because I've seen so many, and I honestly like them all the same. Granted, there may be some better than others, sure, but it's not something I'm really picky with. Next question: how to deal with sadness and numbness? I suffer from anxiety and the need to cry every time I see it. Okay, so last time I answered this question, I tried to answer it as simple and as serious as possible. This time around, I'm going to simply say the best answer I can give you is you need to think about what is the best version of yourself. Whatever that best version of yourself is, hold on to that image and strive to become it. Whatever is strong to you, that's what you should be striving for. It's what I can recommend. Sadness, to me, it comes and goes. Numbness, it comes alongside with sadness. You're human. You're gonna go through emotions. You're gonna go through things. You're gonna go through life. And I understand. It's not easy. Nobody said it's gonna be easy. But if there's one thing you have control over, it's how you view things, your perspective, how your attitude towards life. So, whatever is the best version of yourself that you can think of at that moment, strive to become that. And, keep that as your main goal. Alright, the next question. Do you ever imagine a concert of your own and hold a hairbrush as a microphone and sing to no one in particular? Okay, that I've only ever done, I believe, only twice ever in my life, and I was really young when I did that. And that was also during a time when nobody was home, so there's also that. Alright, the next question is, what song is your absolute favorite? That is a very simple one for me to answer. It is the Diary of Jane by Breaking Benjamin. No other song can top it. That is, to this day, my number one song. Next, which book is your absolute favorite? So, here's something funny about me. I like to write stories, but I've rarely ever read any books. I've mostly grew up with manga, anime, video games, cartoons. I didn't really get into books. So yeah. Now, how I got into writing, that's a whole other tale. Maybe another day I'll answer that question. Alright. Do you prefer spicy food or sweet food? For the love of God, sweet food. Do I like my spicy? Yeah, I like my spicy. With a huge gallon of water right beside me. That's possibly the only way I'm going to be eating spicy food. So, sweet food, 100%. Next question. What is my favorite season? That would be winter. And yes, I understand. I was born in December, I'm saying winter. That has no correlation at all. What is your favorite colors? Alright, this one's also going to be pretty funny. My favorite colors, because colors are red and green. And now I know what you're thinking. Christmas colors. I was born on Christmas. And I will tell you this. No, they do not have any correlation. I do not link any of those together. Those are my favorite colors simply because they are my favorite colors. It's not because I was born in Christmas. Okay? Okay, I hope we all agree on that. Next, what are your hobbies? Video games, writing, I could throw in exercising in there as well. I used to draw, but that got replaced with writing, so mostly, it's pretty basic stuff. Oh, and obviously making YouTube videos, creating content for you guys. That's probably my number one favorite hobby right now. It's what I love doing. Next question, what inspired you to make audios? I believe I answered that one. Want to start with creepypasta videos, so yeah. Next question is by Ariel Ashton. Have you thought about doing a Yandere ASMR or a DDLG ASMR? Maybe mix the two. Okay, so I remember having to actually look up what DDLG stood for, because I didn't know. That's a very mature genre to get into. Would I mind doing it? Not at all. I may give it a try. Though that's highly dependent on what you guys want, on what the audience prefers. Granted, I do still have my series to finish. But it's not out of the question to maybe have a character like that in the story. So, no promises, but I'll consider it. Next question is by SuperFoxy17. What made you want to make ASMRs? Same thing, creepypasta audios. Next question is by Mei-chan. What was your first audio that you made and what is it about? My first audio was a creepypasta, obviously. And it was a story about being lost in the woods. I had a lot of fun making that audio, if I can be honest. Alright, the next question is by Faith Midnight. What is your favorite colors? Red and green. Let's see. Yeah, some of these questions are going to be repeated because I just grabbed everyone's questions again because, I ended up having technical difficulties, so I'm just, if I already answered a question, I'm just going to say it was already answered. Alright. Next question is by Slasher and Trident. Who was your favorite character to voice act? So here's the thing, I don't have a favorite character to voice act. And then the other question is, who is your favorite character? Well, I said in Nursing Your Vampire series, it's Rachel. But overall, I don't really have a favorite character. If I were to grab all of my audios, I don't have a favorite character per se. Alright, next questions are by Coffee VA. Who is a voice actor you look up to? I don't have anyone I look up to. That's also just the kind of person I am. I don't really have people I look up to per se. So it's not something I focus on. Alright, next question. Favorite book? I don't have a favorite book, which is funny enough. Next question. What is your preferred music genre? That would be rock. Favorite genre of movie? I have got a couple. Action, horror, thriller, mystery, drama, comedy. It really just depends on what the movie is about. If the story is good, if the acting's well done. So, what is a childhood film that you still love and can watch it a billion times over without getting tired of it? This is a hard one to answer because I don't really have a childhood film that I absolutely love. I've seen so many movies and, it's hard for for me to answer a question like this because it's not stuff that I've ever focused on. Alright, next question. Favorite genre of video game? That would be RPG. Favorite candy? I answered this one with saying chocolate. Though I'm not entirely sure if chocolate can be considered candy. I don't think it can be, but you guys tell me. Favorite animals? I don't really have a favorite animal. I know I said I have cats, but I don't really have a favorite animal. So, yeah, I'm kind of weird in that sense. There are animals that I like, but favorite, again, it's not something I focus on. Favorite random fact that you know? Yeah, that's another thing. I don't have random facts, or at least not one that comes to my mind. And this comes along with me also saying I'm not a comedy guy. I'm not a comedian. You know, I'm not the guy that you come to hear jokes from. Can I try to be funny? Sure, I always give it a try. But my humor is mostly dry humor. So there is that. Now, can I still make others laugh? Of course. But on a whim? Yeah, no. That's not gonna happen. Let's see. Have you eaten anything today? I have eaten, so I have a full belly. Next question. How did you come up with your channel name? I already answered that one. 12. Have you ever dyed your hair? I have not dyed my hair, and I don't believe I ever will. I would prefer to grow old and let the gray hairs come out. I will wear my age with pride. Alright, next question. Oh, and then again, you were probably referring maybe to different colors. That's something I also won't do. I like how my hair looks now, and I don't want to change it. Alright, next questions are by Star again. Do you prefer coffee or tea? I like tea, but I would prefer coffee. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have 2 cats. One is Biscuit and the other one is Elise. They're both still kittens, but Biscuit is a couple months older than Elise, I believe by 3 or 4 months. Are you a dog person or a cat person? Okay, so I know I said I have 2 cats, but before I leaned on the dog side. Would I still want a dog? Of course. So I'm technically now stuck in between. I'm a dog and a cat person, so yeah. Once you have a cat of your own, they kind of tend to grow on you. All right, next question. Do you prefer to be a night owl or an early bird? All right, I recall answering this one with early bird, 100%. I used to be a night owl, though I wish I wasn't. People, sleep. Sleep is important. You should get your sleep. If your sleep is 6 hours, if it's 8, if it's 10, get your sleep. It's what helps you physically and mentally. So, sleep is important. How do you deal with the feeling of getting betrayed by someone you truly trusted your whole life? Okay, so I recall answering this question on a serious note, but since I'm repeating this, you need to understand that life is going to throw many things at you. Whether it be good, whether it be bad. You need to understand that people will be people. Nobody in life owes you anything. That is a doctrine that I live by. Granted, I don't recommend everyone to live by it. It just depends on who you are as a person. Yes, the feeling of being betrayed sucks, and getting betrayed sucks even more. But there's nothing you can do about it. If it happened, it happened. The best thing you could do is move on from it and don't look back. And simply learn from it, grow stronger from it, and keep moving forward. And tough questions like that deserve their own videos, so I don't want to get too deep into them. Do you get angry easily? I do not. I don't get angry barely at all. To get me mad, you're gonna have to do something very serious to either my friends or my family. But me personally, you would have to cause me bodily harm to get me mad, and I probably wouldn't get mad. I would defend myself, but that's about it. Favorite anime? Okay, so my favorite anime is the Pet Girl of Sakurazo. That is a slice of life anime that I absolutely adore. Yes, my favorite genre of anime is slice of life. As funny as that may sound. I genuinely love anime like that they closely relate to real life, and I enjoy seeing how the characters, go, how they handle it, how they deal with it. So yeah, the Pet Girl of Sakurazo. Did you ever deal with bullies? Yes, 100%. I've always dealt with bullies, basically almost my entire life. Well, when it came to school, I was the person who would confront bullies. I never liked seeing others get bullied, so I would literally stand up for them. Sometimes get into, my little scuffles here and there. Was it too much? No, and I always preferred to just avoid trouble in the first place. But seeing somebody get bullied was something I couldn't tolerate that. So, yeah. How do you face judgmental comments? Simple. Everyone has an opinion. I'm not gonna satisfy everyone. It is what it is. My job is to entertain those who enjoy my content, not to entertain those who don't. That's it. Will there be a season 2 for Nursing Your Vampire if season 1 ends? Okay, so I wasn't treating the series as in terms of doing seasons, but I can understand that maybe I do 12 audios and then season 2. I could treat it that way. I will say do expect more, maybe even into season 2 or past it. But yeah, definitely expect more videos from Nursing Your Vampire. And as you guys can probably tell, I'm trying to go through this as fast as I can. So, yeah. Let's see, Kale, how are you? I'm doing swell. How'd you get into ASMR and writing scripts? I already answered the ASMR, and in writing scripts, I'm somebody who likes to be as original as I possibly can. So, and I enjoy writing my own stories and my own characters. So, it's pretty much it's a self-indulgence, so to speak, on, how on why I write my scripts. Okay, 2, ASMR can be such an immersive and personal way to tell a story, different from how you'd experience a book or film, but similar to RPGs, in that you can experience a story about it as firsthand as you can. What's your take on storytelling and ASMR? Though niche, I believe it has potential, also your voice. Why, thank you very much. And what's my take on storytelling and ASMR? It's a platform to tell stories. We have books, we have shows, we have movies, and we have audios. Heck, we can take ASMR as far back as radio stations, I believe in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, that would do these role-playing stories, storylines through the radio. So, there is definitely a platform from it, and, humans have, if there's one thing humans have definitely always been good at, is, it's telling stories. Since, cave paintings, we've been doing it. So, yeah, I really do hope it also does have potential, because that will give me even more, initiative and incentive to want to push more and more and more with this. Let's see. Do you do any voice training? Or were you just gifted with a voice like velvet? Because, wow, it's really nice. Why, thank you. I only do voice training if I'm trying to figure out a character's voice. But I will say this is all me, natural, honestly. The only voice training that I did was when I did the female ghoul. I believe, was it a Yandere video? I don't recall if it was a Yandere. But yeah, that was the only time I implemented some voice trainings to basically convert my voice into a feminine voice. But yeah, that's about it. So, voice training, not much. Alright, next question is by Ryu. Do you like raccoons? They're so fluffy. I don't dislike raccoons. They are little thieves. Are they hilarious though? I believe they're funny. Raccoons are definitely funny. And they're very intelligent creatures. Let's see. Is there anyone in the VA community you would want to collab with? Yes. This voice actor's channel name is Kabuyama. This man has a voice unlike anything I've ever heard before, and I absolutely... It's a voice that's on another level. And I respect what he brings to the table. So if there's somebody I would love to collab with, it's definitely Kabuyama. 100%. I would love to have him on board in some of my videos. Let's see. What's an anime opening you can listen to on loop for a good 30 minutes? Okay, so last time when I answered this question, I actually had to try finding the anime because the anime is a very complicated one. Because the name is kind of weird, but the anime is called Out Noah Zero, and the song is, I believe, Heavenly Feels or Heavenly Blues, something like that. And then the other one is Alize. That's a anime opening that I can definitely listen to on repeat. There's, from memory, again, I'm trying to do my best. Tokyo Ghoul, Unravel. Yeah, I'm already drawing blanks with the other ones. Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan also has some pretty good ones. I would have to go through a list of animes for me to tell you which ones I can listen to on repeat. But yeah, there are quite a couple. But the number one that I can probably say for sure is it's that one from Out Noah Zero. Alright, next question is, oh wait, can I put you in my Pokeball? I want to be the very best. No, you cannot put me in a Pokeball. I cannot be contained. So, there's that. Alright, next question is by Mei-chan. How many hours or minutes does it take you to usually finish a video? As I said before, I will not put a timestamp on that. What was your first audio? That would be the Soldier or Captain one that I did. Next question is, who helps you usually voice the other voices or characters? Currently, I've had 3 individuals to help me out. I've had Loon VA, I've had Dreamy Zumi, and I've had Crystal Trinity. So they've helped me out with the other voices when it came to the female characters. Because as much as I can try to train to make a feminine voice, you guys are already hearing my voice. This is very difficult to turn feminine. So it is what it is, and I prefer to have others voice the characters regardless, because it brings more dynamic to the story. Let's see, next question. Why did you get into ASMRs? That was mainly because I liked the idea of just role-playing and telling stories through that format. Through the format of, audio, basically. Alright, next question. Mrs. Meowshake. Why are you so underrated? Probably because I don't upload as much as I should, and the YouTube algorithm. And also, not everyone likes the videos, and not everyone comments. Believe it or not, liking a video, commenting on it, it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And also watching the video in its entirety. So yeah, but I'm not going to be asking you guys to be doing that stuff. You do what you like, it is what it is. What keeps you motivated? This one's a very simple one to answer. Myself. And I use less motivation and I focus more on drive. Because drive is what's really gonna push you far, even, it's the thing that's gonna push you when you don't want to do something. So yeah. Next question, how old are you? I'm in my mid-20s. So that's as much information as I'm gonna say. But yes, I am 18 plus. Let's see, next question. Why is it that the listener in Nursing Your Vampire is so useless even though they are so special? Great stories, by the way. Yeah, okay, so even though the listener is a very special individual in the story, one thing you have to keep in mind is the listener doesn't have a lot of experience when it comes to the situations that she's currently in. And look at me saying she, I'm already fucking... Like, I should literally be, oh god. You see, it's late at night, I'm slurring my words now. Oh no. You see, I feel like I'm messed up already. Oh god. I'm probably gonna leave this in. You guys are hearing me at my most natural state right now. The listener, oh god. Yeah, I completely lost track now in my own head. Give me a sec to collect my thoughts again. Okay, yeah. So these are what the listener is going through. These are very different situations that the listener is going through. So even though they are special, there's not a lot that they can do right now, and it's also for a reason that they're not doing much yet. And the reason why I say yet is because eventually the listener is going to start making moves. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But that's about it. I'm not going to be saying anything more on that, but do expect for things to start, taking a change in the course, so to speak. Alright, Sapphire Songbird. New to this, so hello. Songbird, I'm new to this too. See, I feel like I'm messing up. Oh god. I'm new to this too, Songbird, as you can clearly tell. How did you get started on the VA and into YouTube? I already explained that. Did you ever think of doing VA work on YouTube before this? I have not thought about doing it before. Next question, what is the reason you started? Because I wanted to start it as a hobby. Is there somebody who helps you follow this passion? I would say my friends, definitely. Definitely, they helped push me to, really go through with this, but it was mostly me. My friends helped me, once they themselves saw that, you're getting traction. But since the beginning, they were always 100% about, supporting me, so, yeah. Next questions are by Shelly LeBlanc. Do you like anime? Yes, I do. What are your favorite hobbies? I've answered that. What do you do for fun? Mainly this, if I can be frank, and video games. Let's see, next question, what kind of music do you like? Rock music. What's your favorite meal of the day? That would be dinner. Alright, next question is by Noelle Lyons. What inspired you to do ASMR? That would be Kaya Boon or Kaya Bun. Her video was the spark, that ignited the flame. Alright, next questions are by Angels Aqua. Who is your best voice acting character? I don't really have one. What's your favorite board game and why? That's not something I really ever focused on, but I will say chess. Chess is my number one favorite board game, and the reason why is because it's a very strategic game. I think it's one of the first games that have been created, at least board-wise. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, I like it because it's a strategic game. More strategic than checkers, for example. Alright, who is your spirit animal? I can't answer that because I genuinely do not know. I don't know that stuff. Question 4, what is your love interest? Okay, so this was a question that I didn't know how to answer it back then because I don't know what you're asking here. Are you asking what or who is my love interest? But what I can say is I don't have a love interest. As of today, I'm single. So I don't have a love interest. Alright, question 5. Do you take breaks after finishing your videos? Yes I do. So, how do you describe yourself? Well, as a lot of you can possibly guess from just how I'm talking right now, I can describe myself to be a very serious and honest person. I'm very calm, unaffected by pretty much anything. I'm fairly easy to get along with. Like, if you have trouble getting along with me, then there's an issue with that. I don't know what else. Pretty much just very calm. I would like to say down to earth, but yeah, pretty much very calm individual. Alright, let's see. Can you make up any pickup line? The one that I used before was, let's say I'm in a coffee shop, I see a girl, I like how she looks, she seems interesting. I get up, I go up to her and say, "Hey, you look almost as good as me. What's your name?" And something simple like that. Now, did I come up with that? No, I did not come up with that. I've heard it from somebody else, and it's a very it's a pretty good line, honestly, because you're not bringing yourself down, and you're not bringing the girl down, and you're keeping it interesting. You're sparking interest because it's like, you're teasing in a way, and in a fun way, not in a bad way. Alright, what's my favorite food? That would be chocolate chip cookies and sushi. And that is never gonna change. My favorite video game, that would be the one, when I answered, it was The Witcher 3. And I gave my reasons for it, but yeah, The Witcher 3. Do you watch anime? Yes, I do. If so, favorite anime, The Pet Girl Sakura. So, I already answered that one. Next question is by Sir Carl. How's life and YouTuber life, I guess? Good, but busy. Excuse me. Very busy. Next questions are by Coffee VA. Yeah, you already answered. Yeah, okay, hold on. Yeah, you added more questions. Okay. Do you record on a laptop or a PC? I use a PC to record. Favorite childhood cartoon? I don't really have one, but I believe I answered Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, but it was mostly Yu-Gi-Oh. Again, this is from what I can recollect. Here, give me a sec. Guys, alright, next question. Excuse me. Did you have a favorite toy, stuffed animal, or plush growing up? I did not. I've had toys, but I grew up with a younger sibling that would break any and everything that they had in their hands. So every favorite toy that I had basically was broken apart into pieces. So there's that. Let's see. Next question, how tall am I? I contemplated on answering this back then, but I have no problem answering this. I am 5'7". Next question, which character was the most fun to record? I'd say Luden. Luden was the most fun, if I can compare all the other characters. Next question, did you remember to hydrate today? Yes, of course. Always stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, what kind of weather do I like? Rainy weather. I like staying indoors. Next question is by Ryu again. What's the type of audio that you find challenging but would like to try? That's a good question. I I haven't really seen any audios that are challenging per se. But if you guys have any ideas, by all means, throw them at me so I can try to give them a go. Next question: do you ever get writer's block in the middle of writing scripts? Okay, so this is a pretty good question. So writer's block is when it's basically the reason why anyone gets writer's block is because you don't know how, you don't know where to take the story from point A to point B or from point C to point D. That's really all writer's block is. It's not because you like creativity, it's not because you like imagination, it's simply because in your mind at that very moment you don't know how to continue the story. And that's fine. Does it happen to me? Does it happen to me? Yes. Yes, it does. It happens to me. Does it happen often? No. It rarely does it happen with me. For the simple reason that when I write my stories, it's my characters that dictate the story, not me. Are there certain important events that I do want to occur? Yes, there are. But for the most part, it's most of my characters that take the lead. It's weird to say because, I'm the one writing it, but it's all about keeping the stories as realistic as possible. Would it make sense for this character to do this? Would it make sense for this to happen? Would it be realistic? Does that coincide with the character's goals, hopes, dreams, aspirations? So there's a lot that goes into it, but so in my case, very little does it happen. Alright, next question is by Brianna Phillips. Which series? Give me a sec. Alright, apologies. Which series is your absolute favorite to record? That would currently be Nursing Your Vampire, since I'm having a lot of fun with it right now. Let's see. Which is your least favorite? Okay, so I don't have a least favorite. I adore all of my series, every single one, all the same. They're all great. Do you have any storylines you like to do but haven't because it's a niche interest? Yes, most definitely. For example, one that I can give is the samurai storyline that I did, which didn't get a lot of traction. I definitely would like to continue that story as well, but there's only so much one should be doing. But yeah, no, I have plenty of stories that I want to get out there into the world, but one thing at a time. Alright, Soft Knight. Let's see, what are your pronouns? That would be he, him. Keeping it simple. How long does it take for me to make a video? As long as it takes me. I will not give a timestamp. Let's see, if you were an animal, what animal would you be? Again, it's not something I'd focus on, but if I were to be an animal, just for the heck of it, maybe a bald eagle, because they're looked at as very majestic birds. They're very, they're a symbol of power. I'm trying to think of something else, but it's already kind of late, so take that answer as it is. At a later date, I'll hopefully, give a better answer. Alright, next question is by Frog Boy. What made you want to make this kind of content? Who are your inspirations? No one, this is honestly just me. My inspirations is my imagination, because everything comes out of me. The only thing, besides my creepypasta videos, but the only thing is not mine in my channel, it's the Bought by Vampire series. That's the only thing that's not mine. Alright, let's see. Do you think you'd ever be comfortable? Do you think you'd ever be comfortable doing a MLM audio, or one where the listener is kept completely gender neutral? I'm gonna have to look up what MLM stands for. But I have no issue with making an audio that the listener is gender neutral. Technically speaking, nursing your vampire is gender neutral. The only thing is that as the story progresses, I kind of want to build the character, the listener, with more backstory and whatnot. And for me, I find it easier when I can identify the character per se. So even though it does suck that I may be giving the listener a gender, what I do like to say is that for example, if I say that the listener is male or female, the good thing is that I can also say that keep in mind that the character can also be transgender as well, or they could identify as the opposite sex and whatnot. So I really have no issue with that. I'm more focused on everyone enjoying the audios. Though, is it simpler to do gender neutral? It depends on the story that you're trying to tell and whatnot. I love your content. I'm so happy I found the channel. Oh, but I'm more grateful that you found it, Frog Boy. Alright, next question is by Tiffany Nat. Let's see. Hi, if you're stuck in a situation where you give up between your passion or your career in life as it is today, then which one would you choose? Explain. Oh man, that was a yawn. Guys, stop. These two are literally like jumping on my chair. Okay, so if I had the option to be able to just stick to making these audios and treat it as a full-time 100%, I would go with that. So yeah, that would be my answer. And for the simple fact that it's something that I enjoy doing. There's a lot of content that I want to create for you guys that I want to release into the world. I don't want to keep it all bottled up inside. So yeah. Next question is by Ferex Guardian. If you could choose to learn how to use a bow or a sword, which would you pick and why? So I like both, but I would prefer the sword because up close and personal, a lot more action, a lot of fun stuff. Now, would I also want the bow? Yes. And I recall saying that it depends on the situation. It depends on the environment, what's going on. Because at the end of the day, you want best of both worlds. You want both the range and the close range, so yeah. Next question is by Laura Pulliam. If you could choose any animal in the world to be your spirit animal, what animal would you choose and why? Have a wonderful and blessed day. Thank you very much, Laura. Again, this isn't something I really focus on. I really don't mind it. I mean, maybe if I were to choose one, I'd probably say the lion. Simply for the fact that, they're a symbol of strength, power, status, leadership. I mean, I guess that's what I go with. It's not concrete though, because there are other animals. Because I could also say wolf. Well, the fox. I'm drawing blanks right now. But yeah, just apex predators, basically. Alright, next question is by Coffee VA. Do you have a favorite Star Wars movie or TV show? No, I don't have a favorite Star Wars movie nor TV show, but I am a Star Wars lore freak. So when it comes to a lot of things in Star Wars, I know my stuff. I would say my favorite Star Wars period though would be Star Wars: The Old Republic. That's what I'm more into. Yeah, that's what I prefer. Let's see, night or day. It depends. It depends on the situation. It depends on the scenario. Where am I at right now? It depends, because daytime's also pretty, it's pretty chill, and nighttime, same thing. Would you want it to rain all day and be stuck inside, or be outside on a hot sunny day? Rain all day and be stuck inside. I consider myself to be an introvert, I don't like, having labels, but, this is one label I guess I don't mind, because it's just, introvert or extrovert. It's a good way to at least categorize what, how people are. But yeah. Hey. So, definitely, rain all day. I don't mind being stuck inside. Slushy or Slurpee, I recall reading this question and I answered, I do not know, because I don't know the difference. As weird as it is to say that, I don't know the difference between a slushy and a Slurpee. I'm assuming the slushy is maybe the more iced one, and the Slurpee is the more ice cream drinkable one. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know too much about that stuff. Next question is by Tian Young. Why did you start ASMR roleplaying? Right, that question was already answered. Next question is by Li Uwu. Don't know if anyone asked this, but what is your opinion on video games, and if you play, what are your favorites? I absolutely adore video games. They're fun to play. They're a different way of telling stories, different way of seeing different worlds, going to new places, experiencing new things. And if you play, what are your favorites? And RPGs. I'm mostly an RPG freak. Do I like other genres? Of course, I'll play other genres. But the thing with me, I'm a single player kind of gamer. I rarely play online games, if any at all. But yeah, I'm mostly a single player. Hey, don't scratch. But yeah, my favorites, again, anything that's a good RPG. Witcher 3, Fallout 4, Red Dead Redemption 2. Again, these are just games that are saying from the top of my head. The Final Fantasy series as well. Just to name a few. And then the last question is by Zara Alsastrawi. I hope I'm not butchering that last name. The question is, do you watch anime? And if you do, what have you watched and what is your favorite? Oh boy. Okay, so listen up. I've watched more animes than I can count. I am not going to remember any of them by title. The best thing I can do is go through a list and just say I've watched this, I watched that. Yes, I remember this, I remember that. Because there's so much. And the thing with me, I'm the kind of person that the moment I finish watching a movie, a show, or an anime, I like to move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I don't like repeating shows, because to me, I don't like using up my time that way, because my time is limited. So that's how I view things. So yeah, I've seen far too many, but again, my favorite still to this day, it's the Pet Girl Sakurazo. And that is the end of the questions, ladies and gentlemen. I know this audio is going to be a little bit rough around the edges, but this is something that I wanted to get out. I wanted to get it out of the way, because I know that you guys have been waiting for it for a while, and I don't want to keep you waiting for long. You guys don't deserve that. I'm definitely looking forward to, next time, hanging out with you guys, doing a live stream, and, being in a better state than I am now, because right now I just want to get some sleep. Gotta wake up, get ready for work tomorrow morning, so, you know how it is. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and have a good one. And as you can also tell, I am using a voice effect to change up my voice a bit. because I also like the idea of playing a character of my own, which is 3ffect.